Big sea turtle's right on the bottom.
Where?
Right there. Look at that big sea turtle right there.
Foundations of the world rest on the backs of the great turtle.
Did you just make that up?
No, that was in the Gunslinger series.
That's pretty profound, Stephen King.
It's really fantastic. It's really something to see.
They are the fucking worst, man. They really are. They're so fucking gay. I'd rather watch Manowar. I hope their plane crashes on the way to Bulgaria.
So you know about the new showtime for Exodus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
2:45, right?
2:45, right? Yeah. And very soon this will be a foul of people.
What's your highlight of the tour?
Their problem.
Vakken.
Who is Bonded by Blood? Ooh, wow, that's a tough one. Gary, myself, Kirk,
Paul Bailoff, Dave Mustaine,
Aaron Jellum, guitarist from Lost Rocket,
Rick Hunold, Tom, Robbie, and a large group of friends.
Rob McKillop,
Matthias Prill, Matthias Vodka Prill, our best friend and actually our promoter in South America.
Strange thing to do, exchange body fluids with men.
I just did a little pinprick on my hand.
Pretty much anybody who was like, we found like to be really cool and was into cutting themselves, you know. Nowadays, you know, post AIDS and you start thinking about hepatitis and shit. It's not a very wise thing to do, to be like mingling blood with people you know, but you don't know what their sexual history is, you know.
Aaron Jellum and Paul were wasted and they were like carving shit into their arms and like, eeh.
That was just a way of like welcoming people into the fraternity of Exodus, you know. Razor blade across the palm of the hand like that.
Just stupid, drunken shit.
It starts with life.
Done. Whole fucking record. Tribute to Bailoff.
You won't hear sound until my night's in your back. The acts of just attack.
You know, we re-recorded the album for a few reasons. You know, one, to make it sound the way I wanted to, and that's it's not meant to be disrespectful to the original. You know, some people like that old dated sound. I want to hear it sonically, you know, perfect. You know, I want to hear it crushing, and so we did it. We also did it as a tribute to the songs themselves, to the album, to the guys who made it. You know.
The rotting high, the burning flesh, the smell, and I agree.
It's a good representation of what the band sounds like today.
You know, the original doesn't disappear because we did this, nor should it. It's still our greatest album ever. This isn't meant to replace it, nor could it ever.
First went out there to get them to sign the contract. I flew out to San Francisco. We finally got their signatures on the contract, and lo and behold, as soon as it did that, Paul started a spitball fight in the house, and people were running all over the place, and next thing I knew, there were pages of the contract all over the place. I'm lucky I even put it together. So
it's a compliment when someone loves your debut so much that they really get upset about you tinkering with it in any way, you know. So how can I get mad at them? You know, they love Bonded by Blood, as they should, and I'm thrilled to death that they do, you know.
We're all a bunch of kids back then, you know, early 20s, and went to the studio, had a lot of fun, a lot of smashed studio pieces. We racked up the biggest bill for destruction at that studio, but all in all, I think things came out pretty well.
One more time.
You guys rule, man.
See?
That's it.
That sounded good, actually.
Done.
The FedExodus shirt, that idea came because we chased the FedExodus drug shipment all across the eastern seaboard. It kept showing up. We'd go like, we're in Allentown, right? Like, we gotta get into FedEx. And we get there like, God, can you divert it to fucking, Poughkeepsie?
So what's going on, Gary?
Getting my first tattoo.
We're gonna de-virginize Gary Holt.
Right.
I figured if I'm gonna go all in, I'm gonna have him do it.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So here we are at Andy Sneap's house. Can rehearse for 2 days. So we're driving through the Alps. We're going from Italy to Germany.
Nick Barker, a drummer extraordinaire, he's one of the circle of friends of the band that we consider family and always have.
You're an uber fan of Exodus.
Absolutely.
Since Kinder.
Yeah. And then you got to do a tour with them, a short tour, because Tom took a vacation. So, what was that like? How was that experience?
It's one of the best tours I've ever done in my life. I've been touring for nearly 20 years. All you guys treated me great, we're friends anyway, and it just made for an even better tour.
And he's also the #1 victim of the Sharpie attacks.
He was our tour manager, and he just got so drunk.
Because there's a rule on the bus: if you can make it to your bunk, no matter how drunk you are, you're free and clear. But if you pass out in front lounge, back lounge, anywhere, if you're not in your bunk, the Sharpie will come out and get you.
We started out with like a cock on his head, and then the next thing you know, man, like half his head was done.
Me and Rob painted him like a blue Sharpie, like in Braveheart.
We covered him with mayonnaise, and then fucking Lee went to put mustard and give him like a mustard mohawk, and the bus driver freaked out because he didn't want to get it on the seats. And Lee started a fight with the bus driver, and he's about to kick his ass. I'm like, get him, Lee, get him!
And we just walk him up, and he's like, come on, Nick, let's go get some food. We're at the truck stop. And he walked out there shirtless, all painted, and didn't even realize, walking into the truck stop trying to get some food, and he's like, half of his face is blue, and people are kind of freaked out looking at him.
Nick Markers Barkers.
That was a good night.
What else you got to say?
Fuck you, dude.
I remember one time we hadn't been playing the Toxic Waltz, and then we decided to put it back in the set. I think it's when Zach came back into the band. And we didn't rehearse it, we just played it, and then when the solo came, I just fucking forgot. I totally forgot it, and I was like, run over to the Rick's side of the stage, which was no help at all. Gary's side, Gary's solo, and I'm all, fuck, and I didn't know where I was. And I look back at Tom, and Tom just goes, what the fuck are you doing?
There's other moments where I'm singing and just like the lyrics just leave. Like you draw a blank. You forget where you're at, or the lyrics are from another song. You know what I mean? Like there's 30. That's a lot of lyrics to remember. Especially when Gary writes, man. It's like each song's a fucking book. You know what I mean?
One of Paul's favorite tricks was he would go into a bar and he'd go to the owner. I'm Paul Bailoff from Exodus. Yeah, let's book a gig here. And he'd book a gig for Exodus at the place and then open a bar tab and just drink and then never go back to that place again.
Exodus fucking through.
This is what a bus sounds like at night.
night with a bunch of dudes sleeping on it.
Exodus de Hispano thrash metal.
We were in Texas. Yeah, this freaky girl comes in. So she's just walking around pretty much naked, and she had one of those little fakey cat of nine tails, like the fake ones, you know, not the ones with the real balls on the end, right? She walks over to Bailoff, and she like hands him she gets in front of him and hands him the cat of nine tails, and like gets down in front of him. And I'll never forget it. Paul had the thing in his hand, and he looked over at me. Bam, 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 and hit her like 5 or 6 times as hard as he could hit her. And like by the third hit, she realized what was happening and just Scooby-Dooed off the fucking, just off the front of the stage as fast as she could, man. And he beat the shit out of that girl, man. She had no idea what was coming.
And now, it's time for another Exodus non-metal moment.
Talk about the trip when,
Oh, God.
Oh, you don't think
this.
Let's talk about,
this is on the video.
God, that one was violent, dude. Did you get that shit? Oh, fuck. Dude, I just sneezed so hard I blew a fucking disc.
tell me a good Rob story.
When last show of the tour in the summer, you took your gig socks off right there on stage, and the fan grabbed him. He wanted them. Hold on, I'm gonna represent the socks here. All right, this is a sock, right? And he grabbed him and just went. God, he just drank.
Oh, when you're thirsty, just dehydrated.
Drank Rob's gig sock. Oh, that's awful.
It's the grossest thing I've ever fucking seen in my life. I've never seen anything like it. That guy just guzzled it, and I knew what was in that sock, dude. And what is fucking wrong with some of our fans?
Rossi.
Oh, Rossi. Hey, if you were in Manowar, you'd be Rossi the Bossy.
Tape and light. There's only one guy who rivals vomit, and there's a little Japanese dude in Japan. Give me a good vomit story.
Well, about the time you piss all over Ross's clothes in the jump rope.
Lucky to be alive. I was lucky I didn't wake up and catch him in that.
You know, my favorite thing about vomit, you know, is just when he'd get really blasted drunk and he'd just turn into Charlie Brown's teacher.
And now for another non-metal moment.
So you're putting on makeup? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Age-defying wrinkle cream.
Age-defiant wrinkle cream.
I was upstairs looking, and I was watching one of the opening bands play, and man, I just saw one of the security guards just beat the living shit out of a couple people down there.
This big security guy just punching kids.
Some of these security guys, they go work out at Gold's Gym all day, and then they want to fucking beat up little kids, you know, in the nighttime. It's what they get off on.
Hey, security! You guys don't need to do that shit, man. They can ride the crowd if they want.
The stage manager was like, you know, I asked him straight up, I was like, hey, can we, you know, the kids stage dive and all that? He's like, yeah, no problem.
More people that make it up on this stage or stage dive, the better it makes people than fucking feel.
No reason to take a 15-year-old kid and just, I mean, just, yeah, you know? I called the dude out, we stopped the show, I started fucking yelling at him. What the fuck? Like, how come one minute everything's cool and the next minute it's not? He's like, well, you know, you can't stage dive. I'm like, yeah, but the fucking stage manager said we could.
So we go get the owner and we tell him, hey, you know, these guys are getting rough, you know, with these kids, and there's no reason for it. You know, if somebody's doing something wrong, kick them out. But if they're just enjoying the show, you know, we don't want them roughed up and kicked out of the show. These are our fans. We encourage, you know, rowdy behavior at our shows. That's what you come to an Exodus show for, you know.
Hey, that's fucking bullshit, dude. Why are you throwing that fucking kid out, you asshole?
Now, if someone's down there fighting and beating people, or really being a drunken ass and blindsiding people from behind, yeah, throw him out. You know, he's going over the top. That's fine. But when the kid's like a 115-pound 14-year-old and he's being manhandled by his neck and thrown out of the club, that's not cool.
Hey, if we don't care if they're up here, why the fuck do you? Okay? Get back in!
So we just kind of started talking shit to the guy, and then the whole thing kind of escalated. And
hey, you know, we got 15-year-old kids coming up on stage. We don't care, so you shouldn't care.
Remove this guy, we're just not gonna play anymore. He's not here to beat up on kids.
We appreciate your help, but these people are having fun. They're fucking kids. They're here to enjoy the show. They don't need you in the middle of this. I'm stage diving. Throw me the fuck out. Big boy, throw me out! Throw me out, big boy!
So basically, you know, it was like starting to turn into like a mini riot, you know.
You guys are having some fun!
And so the security left, you know, for a minute, and then the crowd went totally fucking crazy.
As it progressed, it got worse, and then I kind of encouraged. I was like, fuck that guy, everyone stage dives. So like, next thing you know, 8-year-old kids are up there, and it was fucking complete mayhem.
And you know, maybe someday we'll play there again. You know, we didn't do anything maliciously. We just want the kids to have a good time.
It was just a typical situation of, you know, kids wanting to thrash.
Kids were just all over the stage, and then they came and shut us down and shut the lights. And
you guys chill out for 1 second. Let me explain something. I was told at the beginning of the day that you guys could jump on the stage, and if you jump right on, it would be all good.
We said there was no stage diving, and Rob said, I had a meeting with you. He said, no problem, stage diving. If that's the case, I mean, we'll ask them not to do it, because it's like, well, that's the rule of the club, you know.
That's what I was told. Was I not? Did you tell me that?
I have no problem with that.
Did you tell me that?
I have no problem with that.
You have no problem with that.
And to be fair, I mean, you know, it wasn't like the whole security team. I mean, there were a bunch of those guys that were coming up to us, and they're huge Exodus fans, you know.
The reason I stopped that song was because your security guard was throwing the guy out for being on top of the crowd. Why is that a problem?
You know, and then they admitted, and they said, well, we didn't expect this many people to show up. If we knew, we would put up a barricade, and then it's okay to stage dive, which is kind of a silly thing to me. You know, it's like, what does the barricade have to do with anything, you know, really? So they stage dive on stage, or they stage dive and fall down in between the barricade, because apparently the security guys that you have don't really give a shit about the kids. We demanded you know, we saw this one kid getting kicked out. We demanded to bring him back in, or we won't play. They brought him back in, and we got him on stage, and the place went crazy. You know, it's like, how many bands do that for their fans?
They said, okay, you know, no more people on the stage, and we tried to be civil about it.
You can make all these people up here wish they weren't up here. I want to shake this fucking circle. This whole fucking room.
And I talked to the people in charge off stage, and we sorted it out and got the show back going. But apparently we're banned, so fuck it.
So what do you think about this?
Just like fucking Braveheart, motherfuckers.
Like the old days. Just like
Come on,
the old
Barry,
days.
let's go. Don't you stop, motherfuckers!
you know, but in the end, you know, we won because we got back onto the stage, we finished our set, they brought the fucking kid back in, and we can't go back to the pro room, but I really don't fucking care, you know.
You know, I'll do anything to repair a relationship. You know, very few things are, you know, are so bad that the damage is permanent. You know, I mean, maybe someday we'll play there again.
People have been telling me that thrash metal's making a comeback for years, and I always told them they were full of shit. But this doesn't suck. This is what it's all about. Thank you. I mean it.
I'm sad I'm going home.
I know, like, remember
tired. I want to go home, but like every good tour,
one night Jamie
I don't want it to
made
end.
me a fucking
We have at least another 20 cities we haven't even played.
He's like, hey, do you want
I'd
to
rather these guys stay with us and we go out and
It
like,
was so good. I was like,
we'll say our fucking teary-eyed goodbyes later.
The thrash guys are fucking stupid.
Ah, que va aguantar. Espera que tú no lo hagas. ¿Nos puedes hacer unos